I do want to talk about just how accomplished you have been as a journalist. A lot of people throw all kinds of crap at you, but you guys have been covering elections for the last 4 years, at least. You covered Force the Vote, on the ground protests, January 6th. You got shot at Nancy Pelosi's place. You covered Echo Park and them evicting the homeless people there. You have been incredibly detailed in your coverage of the Julian Assange case. You've done countless interviews with tons of the most fascinating people. Again, as a now this is like your full-time career. You decided to do this as an independent journalist. How hard is that to kind of dedicate and decide this is what I'm going to do, and I'm gonna make this my life, my career, and survive on this. I mean, it's amazing. It really is, and we need more of it, and it's inspiring, seriously. So how do you decide to do that?
Well, well, it just started with these issues that I felt like weren't being addressed by mainstream media in 2017 with Pasta. And of course, we had come from the entertainment industry, both of us, but we also worked in the hospitality industry. So we saw literally what people went through, both people who were from immigrants working in the kitchen and people who were servers, young people, older people, people with families. And so you see the working class there. Some people were trying to get through school, some people were artists, just like we were, and some people were just that was what they wanted to do as a career. And you really start paying attention in LA, like to the wealth disparity, right? And I was always pretty outspoken and pretty loud about the things I believed in. So that's nothing's changed in that regard. Like at every place that I worked, I would try to ensure there was fairness in the workplace. So there's not like that. This is just completely just who I am as a person. I just, I'm always going against the people who are just unfair and like corrupt power. And so I figured, why don't we just take our camera experience? Because believe it or not, a lot of people, it's you can have a lot of ideas, you can be a great writer, but when it comes to camera, people just sort of get weird about a camera. So Pasta and I like came together and we decided to do a show, and of course that really became our driving force, right? And then we started really getting into it, really, because you can't. There's so much news to cover, and there was especially a lot coming out of the Bernie Sanders election the first time, and of course the loss of that. I think I cried for 2 weeks when Bernie was cheated. And so there was just a huge, like, I think, hole that wasn't being addressed. And so we just went on it, and we really tried to survive doing other jobs to try to supplement our income as much as we could. And then at one point we were able to do it for a little bit by ourselves. Of course, it was very. I mean, we didn't make a lot of money, and there was a lot of sacrifices made. And you can't really do this work without. I mean, I don't think you can do it right just when you're focused on the money, because really, it's hard,
Mhm.
it's tedious, it's a lot of work. And even now, working for RT, the level of work that we did the job of like five people. We still do when we do our stuff. Like we don't, Johnny, when Johnny was with us, and Johnny's my brother, when he did the engineering work of that takes like 8 9 people on our team, like he did it all by himself. And so us, we did the work of like, like 10 people or so as well. And you see what goes into making a network like RT, and you see so many people working behind the scenes. Well, we were doing that for with very few people, and it's a lot of work. It's just a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. It's a lot of you're always working. I don't think I ever stop working, even when I'm not working on RT, because I'm working on the Convo Couch, and when I'm not working, I'm reading all this stuff. And a lot of people who are traditional journalists, who come from like a traditional journalist background, because I did go to school for journalism, but I didn't take the traditional journalist route, meaning go work for like a local news and all of that. A lot of people that go into journalism for anchors and reporters and stuff, they don't necessarily pay attention to the news as much as we do. I think we're like obsessed. I think we're
Mm.
workaholics.
Yeah.
We pay attention to it all the time. And so it really surprised me when I started seeing like that a lot of people just don't really know things. And I think that definitely brings a different perspective into working at a network like RT, where it's a little bit more traditional based. And in whereas we do a lot of like online social media stuff, where I think there could be you know, certain progress to be made. And I'm glad, you know, myself and Rachel, who's also here, a great colleague of mine, she's awesome, and I think we definitely add to that as well, like that social media aspect of understanding that those platforms on YouTube and stuff.